Here's what I'm gonna teach you to do. Write something funny. I'm Jesse Fernandez. I'm gonna, walk you through my process. And then you can make me laugh. I want that. Make me, chuckle it up. Write something hella funny, and then I could be like, ha ha ha, and then, maybe you could tell me that I helped you out, and then I'd feel really good about that. Alright, first thing I'm gonna do is look at Google Trends. I wanna see what people are, thinking about right now. What would be a good topic to cover that people care about? People like football. I don't give a crap about football. I'm gonna skip all the football things. Let's see. Broncos don't care. Donald Trump 60 Minutes interview. I'm personally pretty tired of politics right now. I'll do a political thing later. Supermoon. That's a good one. Okay. Let's see. So there's. It's pretty popular, I guess. It's at 100, so it's 100 popular. Okay. So when is the supermoon? This evening. It's tonight. Gotta get this tweet out soon. Okay, it's gonna be bright. It's gonna be the brightest supermoon. I guess that's why moon. That's what's super about it. It's the moonest. It's the brightest moon. It's got the most sunlight hitting it. I don't know. This isn't about the science of it. We're gonna do a tweet. So I will stay away from any factual claims because I don't know anything about it. So I'll do a tweet that has nothing to do with truth. So that's a little limiting, but not. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay. All right. Well, that is a fact. There is a supermoon this evening. I have no good ideas yet. But that's kind of where you start with these things, is not having ideas. And then what happens next is you get a bad idea, and you write it anyway, even though it's not good. And then it either becomes a good idea because you keep thinking about it, or you think of a different idea that's better, and you go with that. Or you just keep thinking of bad ideas. That happens sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna do a thing about me and the lady. Sometimes it's good to add another person in there because if you do something embarrassing, it's like not really embarrassing unless there's somebody around to see it. Likewise, it's like if you get angry and nobody's around to see it, then there's no social implication of the anger, and so it loses a little bit of emotional resonance with people. And you want people, part of the humor is that, oh, this person would have really felt something, Like when the punchline hits, it's like, who's the victim of this joke, and how much of a victim is this person? Should they be, a little embarrassed, or should they be really embarrassed? And probably really embarrassed is better. And then, obviously there's exceptions to all of these rules, but really embarrassed is probably better in most cases. And so if you have somebody around to see it, then it will be more embarrassing, the embarrassing thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go see the supermoon. I'm silent and look disappointed for 2 hours. And then me, who didn't even have a cape. Okay, so that's the basic idea. I was expecting it to be. I was expecting the supermoon to be wearing a cape. What a dummy I am. Now it's just playing with wording. How do I want to say this? How could this best be conveyed to people? And in the clearest way possible. Most consistent. Is there anything better that I could do to this, or any iteration of this that would evoke that joke better, or add another punchline to it? Can I layer up the jokes? I'm kind of, once you get a thing, once you're done, you're not done. You gotta find more. See if there's something better. So I'm trying it out. I'm trying to see if maybe the girlfriend saying something would would be a better way of conveying this joke. I told you it's ridiculous to think it'd wear a cape. It's also good that I used the word it instead of Supermoon again. Number one, because it's just like a general rule that you don't want to repeat in the punchline any words that you use in the setup. It kind of takes a little bit of the surprise out of it. I don't know why that is. It's just one of those rules of comedy that if you say the same word in the punchline as you have in the setup, it's probably not going to do as well. Of course, as with everything, there are exceptions, but this is a general rule. And so, I use the word it. It's also good that I use the word it in this punchline in particular because it creates more of a little puzzle that people can easily put together quickly. It kind of adds to the epiphany element of the punchline. Part of the mechanism of the punchline is that there's something to get. It's an epiphany. And if you can add more to that epiphany that they get in the punchline, then that creates a better, more surprising, and funnier punchline. And so I'm trying to add to the epiphany element of this punchline by saying the word it, which makes the audience have to think back about what it could mean. And then once they read cape, then they go back to Supermoon and they say, oh, that must be what the it is referring to, because things that are super wear capes. And so this is also something that people do in like less than a second once they read the punchline. And then that creates the surprise that is necessary for the punchline. Or sorry, that creates the epiphany that is necessary for the punchline. I'm gonna add this line seriously. I'm gonna try and spell it correctly. Seriously, what's wrong? Because it creates more of a tension. It implies that there is something wrong in the relationship. Before, it was implied that there was something going wrong in the relationship because I was being silent and I looked disappointed, but who knows how the girlfriend would have reacted to that. People react different ways to different things. And so when I have the girlfriend saying, seriously, what's wrong, then that tells the audience how she's reacting to it, which is to say she's a bit annoyed. And so that creates more tension that is then released in the punchline when I reveal that the thing that I'm disappointed about and silent about is a very stupid thing. You want to release tension in the punchline too. That's another quality of punchlines. The two main qualities of a punchline are surprise and release of tension. There are other qualities that can improve a punchline. One of the things that you want to do with a punchline is make the audience rethink about what they just saw or what they just read or heard. And so when people say, girlfriend and I go see the Supermoon, then the audience thinks about like some a bigger moon or a brighter moon. But then when I say wearing a cape, the audience is required to go back and rethink about the Supermoon as being actually super, like a hero. And so that kind of forcing people to re-understand what they thought they understood is a quality. It's actually my favorite kind of joke. So I'm pretty confident in this. I think it's gonna do pretty well. So let's send it out. Let's give it a tweet. Let's tweet it. Let's put it. Let's make people look at this and see if they like it. Let's make them decide if they're into this thing. Oh, it's a little long. It's too long. It's far too long. It's 5. Now it's 5 characters too long. It's a pretty easy fix. There's some little tricks that you can do, like instead of the word and, you can put an ampersand that saves 2 characters. I'm not going to do that in this one because I think it looks weird to have an acronym like GF standing for girlfriend and then an ampersand. I think it just looks really silly and weird, and it kind of hurts the flow. People look at that and they're like, this is going to be too much of a challenge to read. You want things to just like flow right into people's brains super easily. Like it's really easy to read. If it's a challenge at all, they'll just go on to the next tweet, and you don't want that. No way, buddy. Alright, so I changed hours to hours, but without any vowels. That saved a couple of characters. I took out some periods. Those are easy to lose, especially when they have their own line, because that implies that that's the end of the sentence anyway. So who needs a period also? Took out one of the dots in the ellipses. You really only need 2 of those dots to imply that time is passing or that there's a pause. It's grammatically incorrect, but Twitter's got its own rules, which is to say none. As long as people understand it, you're good. Alright, sent that tweet out. Let's see how it does. It's gonna do really well. It already has a like, a favorite. That's great. It's a good sign. Okay, alright, here we go. Alright, so I put up that tweet and it killed. It did really well. My rubric is if it gets 70 likes in the first 2 days, then I consider it a success. And this got, it's been 55 minutes, it's got 61 likes. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get over that mark probably in the next like 10 minutes. So it's gonna definitely be a success. It's gonna be a success. Sweet! I'm gonna put more of these up and you can watch them and you'll learn a little bit more every time. I'm just gonna give like more and more rules, and like the repetition of the process is going to ingrain itself in your heads, or heads if you have multiple heads, or there are multiple of you. I don't know you, I don't know your thing. Maybe that's you. And I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to be a good teacher. Anyway, subscribe to my channel and I'll help you out more. I also put up funny stuff and stuff, so right on. Catch you on the later.